This is Not Worth Living, a podcast that features creatives interviewing themselves with a preset list of questions. Unlike other podcasts that feel like conversation between friends, this one aims to feel like eavesdropping on a psychiatrist's visit. Today's episode features...
Hi, I'm Michael Tichy, and this is Not Worth Living, a podcast where you interview yourself. I'm a nurse practitioner and author living in the Midwest. My most recent publication is a novel, The Winnowing Draw, which is a kind of bleak literary horror western. So let's get started. What makes you tick? Well, this pressing need, I guess, to try to understand the world around me and make sense of my experiences and the reality in which we live, mitigated by the crushing weight of the sense that none of it actually makes any sense. So, but I guess that's the Sisyphean task of life, is just continuing to push that boulder, thinking like when you hit the crest of the next hill that this might be the one where you can actually, I guess, find some peace or some rest. Would you open an envelope with your death date? Well, honestly, probably not. I'm filled with anxiety on the regular. I mean, my life is is characterized largely by anxiety. So yeah, I watch a news story about problems with Boeing, and I'm terrified of flying for the foreseeable future, so I can't even imagine what knowing the date of my death was. Suffice it to say, I have like a fairly constant sense of my own mortality, so that's bad enough, I would think. What was the first time you remember creating something intentionally? I tried to write a little comic for the school newspaper when I was, I don't know, maybe like 8 years old in elementary school. I was in a very sheltered situation in a Christian school, and I'm sure it was absolutely terrible. I think it was called Little Puppy Poodle. There was no narrative to it at all. It was just me trying to put something down to get some attention, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. And then I started, I guess, writing in maybe high school. Okay. What keeps you motivated? Anxiety, sense of my own mortality, and then, I mean, in terms of motivation to write in the arts, I feel like it's the only thing that keeps me marginally sane. I mean, I've struggled with significant depression throughout my life, and creating has been like the only outlet that's consistently provided some relief from that. So I guess that's the kind of intrinsic motivation that pushes me to continue. Who inspires you at the moment? I mean, there's a lot of writers who are doing really awesome stuff. Charlene Ellsby, Paula Ash, Joe Koch, my friends in the Void crew, O.F. Sierra, Justin, Evan, Edwin Callahan, Sam. There's too many to name, to be honest. Keith Rawson and Christopher Slatsky, I love their work. Yeah, those are a short list. What's your latest project? Well, I'm working on a novel about a social worker for vampires that's set in the near future, called Kin to a Dying Star, but that's been kind of on hold because some unforeseen life circumstances, just a tragic loss I experienced this year that's a little too close to one of the characters in the book. So I'm just getting off the ground now with a crime novel I'm co-writing with Edwin Callahan. That's going to be kind of a cosmic horror crime story that takes place in his universe of Mago. I'm really excited about that. If money was no object, what would be your dream project? Well, I have a crazy idea that I want to write a story, a cosmic horror story set in World War II, in the French Resistance, with Camus as a central character. And I think to really do that, I have jokingly said I need somebody to sponsor me to live in Paris for like 6 months to really get a feel for everything there. So I guess that would be the money no object project that is likely never going to happen. If I hold myself to the standard of actually knowing the place I'm going to be writing about. Is there a quote or a motto that you work by? Well, my wife and I have DFA tattooed in our inner lips, which stands for don't fuck around. And we have decided that that's the Team Tichy family motto. So I guess that's as good as anything. So don't fuck around, kids. Would you be friends with yourself? I mean, I've certainly tried. So I think more so now than I would have when I was younger. I think I've given up on at least some of my self-loathing over time, or at least extended myself a little more charity than I have in the past. What do you do differently from other people? I don't know. I mean, I've been studying psychology and working in psychiatry most of my adult life. I don't think anyone does anything differently from other people. What would you like your epitaph to say? I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I'd want one. I'd, probably just scatter my ashes in a couple of places that have had some importance to me. Yeah, I'm more concerned with what the people who cared about me will say when I'm gone, or would say. So, just to be remembered as somebody who tried to be a decent and kind human being.